Good morning. Did you see the other Matt's work on code mode with the Cloudflare MCP? It's sick. It's so good. I need to learn how to use code mode a little bit better. And one thing I want to do is I want to I think it's like GraphQL Tada, if I remember. I want to write a LSP and syntax highlighting. So when you're writing like the inline stuff, um, when you're writing inline like TypeScript for code mode in the dynamic worker loader API, that you get syntax highlighting and your LSP. Okay, sounds good. Nick confusing docs. Okay. So yesterday, we started planning out a spec for rebuilding our Twitch stuff, which we've been working on. We'll go over that in a second. .update, which is going to be this document. And we're going to split this down into tasks. But I have to review some of this shit because I know that some of it's wrong. One thing I want to do is, what do we want to do here? I need to fix this because I don't think this is true. This context weighting 2. There's just some things that this got wrong that we have to review. I want to be able to just like fucking highlight this and send feedback. I don't know what to do here. That's done. We want to come back to that. That's done. That's done. That's done. All right. How do I want to do this? Maybe I should do this with LMV. So if we go and look at, I want to go in here actually and JJ get fetch, make sure I'm up to date here. And then I want to get some sources quick. So I'm going to be dir temp. I want to make the DO docs better. Durable objects best practices, rules of durable objects. I want this. We'll just do this. Pull this page to a markdown doc in this directory. Grab that. Bro, are we really doing this right now? We're not doing this. We're not doing this again, Anthropic. Okay. Bro, I was about to be so mad. I was about to see red in my eyes. Then we want to go to Corey. Objects. What is his name? I can see it clear as day. I think it's Corey. Coey. See, that's what I was looking for. I'm not. No. I feel fine with the permissions I have right now. I want to look for... fuck, that's not what I want. Blog. I want to grab his stuff on durable objects. All right. And then I want to grab basically all of these. I'll always confirm. Do the same for these. Come here, do it this way, make this easy. We grab that one. We'll grab this one. We'll grab this one. We'll grab this one. Hi, what's your opinion on semantic code indexing? I don't know what semantic code indexing is. I kind of understand it. I just use I'll show you. If you go to my dot files, it's not as scientific or legit as semantic code indexing, but I do this thing where I generate agent MD files recursively with a kind of strategy to it. Config open code skill right here. This one. This will basically recursively go analyze your code base and put agent MDs through it, so it like progressively discloses different parts of your code base and its functionality. All right, so let me pull open so we have this. LMV. All right, so this is the architecture that we've landed on. We need to adjust it a little bit. And wait for the code at AST level. I think it's interesting. I think it's a good idea too. I've just never done anything like it. So for migrating our stuff over, this is probably going to need chat. On first review, that's right. I want to. All right, we're going to fix some stuff with LMV. Let's go to LMV and let's clear here. The background for the markdown doc is broken. We'll fix that. And then I also want to add a feature here. This is similar to what I want to build for code review, but imagine, where did that LMV? Do I still have that open? No, I lost it. If I go here, this is now not giving me the right link. It's annoying. Oops. Okay, that was weird. All right, let's see if that actually fixed it. Oh, I have to republish it. Okay, let's, I currently have LMV installed via brew. Update my installation to work from this local repo. Basically, I want to be able to like annotate a plan and add comments to it, and then like export the comments that have line numbers and like highlights of some kind to export to give to the agent. All right, let's try this. That would mean if I came here, I need to basically refresh my shell. All right. Come back over here, and we'll need to do this. Whoops. Okay, that's annoying. Copy, LMV, there we go. Oh, let's go, so My Chemical Romance. I want to add a feature such that I can highlight parts of the markdown file in read mode. Just like you would when reviewing PRs in GitHub, and add comments / annotations. Now let's just say comments. and add comments. I want to then have the ability to export one individual to export the review comments to a structured format to give to an LLM. The exported comments / data should have the file name, the line and column numbers, and the comments. I also when I select some text, I want the option similar to GitHub review to copy the single comment export. This should be like copy to clipboard or write to a new markdown file. To copy the single comment to my clipboard or add it as part of the full review for export. We'll make that planet. This is gonna be so nice. So the other part of this chat is once I get through the Cloudflare project, which we're gonna let run on basically a Ralph loop this morning, is that I want to build a code editor similar, not so dissimilar to this local markdown viewer, that works something similar. Like basically this is the idea, right? This is kind of what I'm building right now. I want to build a local code editor that I can do like a code review on, a commit, a branch, a JJ commit, and then feed that back into open code locally. So that's the idea. Yeah. Open code's back to working. How important is exact line color versus rendered markdown? Line. I don't understand the trade-off. When markdown is rendered, we lose. Line number and gutters. I think we want D. What export format do you want? Human readable markdown with headers, quoted selections, comments. What should we think is better? Probably JSON, right? I didn't realize that was making noise. Probably JSON. Use a format that is optimized for Claude code succeeding in making updates based on the comments. Morning, Buffy. All right, well, that's cooking. Let's go back to this. And we got our... Don't need that tab. All right, and now we're going to say new, and let's review these before we add them to the official skill. I want to go look at temp, durable object gotchas, duration billing trap. There's some of these I don't care about. All right, let's see if we'll say review this plan and implementation. Review and update this plan and implementation. All right, we'll make it use the front end skill. It's been pretty good. Have you tried Zeb before? Yeah. I just like I don't want to, if I don't have to, open something outside my terminal. You know what I mean? Like, I do everything in my terminal, so having another app open just feels bad. But I could see myself switching to Zed if they get like a really good flow for reviewing agent code without committing or pushing. Basically, if they made a flow like what I was showing here, I would switch over probably. Like if I could get this, if they changed the focus of Zed from authoring code to reviewing LLM code and feeding it back into like any harness, I would switch without a doubt. All right. 2. Gutter always visible or add a toggle button. We can be always. Review persistence goes per file local storage, or also offer per file local storage is fine. 3, comment editing. Allow editing like GitHub. And maybe we'll use this as a proof of concept, this markdown viewer and editor, as conductor does this. What was that? Who just said that? Jonas, are you in my chat? I could do this in mbim. Did that tag work? No. What's up, y'all? Okay, I've got like part of the problem with AI is my ADHD. I get so sidetracked. Yeah, go ahead. Go forth and conquer, my friend. Let's see if it can knock this out. All right. So user views file in read mode, line numbers visible in left gutter, user clicks, line 10, line highlights, user shift clicks. Popover appears with text area, user types comment copy, single comment to Cloudflare section clears, or add comment to review, indicator appears on lines, user clicks review icon in header panel, panel slides in, panel shows all comments, can edit, delete, copy all, review to clipboard. Hell yeah. Oh, I need to get Twitch chat over here too. There we go. I hope this ends up good. But while that thing's cooking, let's actually review the updates we want to make to the durable object skill. Duration billing chat. You have a DO that handles a WebSocket connection for real time. User connects it, disconnects. During that time, the DO processes maybe 50 small 8 hours of wall clock duration. Yep. That looks good. Storage of the list. DO stores user preferences, 20 keys. When request, you need 3 of those keys. WebSocket never closes. Yeah, that looks good. Single rate inverse sharding. You're building a rate limiter. Design A uses 1 global DO. Design B creates 1 DO per user. Design C creates 1 DO per user per hour. For 10,000 users making 100 requests a day each, rank these by cost, cheapest to most expensive. 1 DO, but it never hibernates due to constant traffic. Continuous duration billing. Also, yeah. 10,000 DOs, but each one only waits for their users 100 requests. Most hibernate most of the time. Creates 240,000 DO instances per day. Each instance is cheap, but you're paying for a lot of cold starts and minimum durations. Okay, this is fine. Storage.get versus batching. Hell yeah. Like a dog on the floor. What are your thoughts about the future of SWE? I think the future of software engineering is going to reward engineers who are very good at systems thinking, architecture, thinking in distributed systems and resiliency, who are high agency, who can own their decisions and outcomes, because there's going to be more and more LLM code and more code being put into production systems. So people that can take ownership over that code and their decisions to ship are going to be increasingly important. Having good taste and product sense is going to be important. favor action over planning, right? Like, especially with our tools, like prototypes speak way more than a Jira backlog. Hibernate, your DO needs to respond. All right, this is actually... We're getting there. Is this thing doing like browser testing right now? Is that what that's doing? No. Use the agent browser skill / front end code. Use the skill, use the agent browser skill to audit the design for quality and good UX / UI. Thanks, Diz. Appreciate you.
Speaks the gospel of the camel. I speak the gospel of the dunes.
On the left.
The sand is in my veins. Come ride a camel with me today.
Thank you, Suyash. Suyash is an OG. Been here for like a year or 2, 3 years now. Let that keep cooking. This looks good. All right, we can get rid of this. We'll take this. That one looks good to feed into it. Fleet pattern. Infinite nesting of manager-agent relationships of URL paths. Fleet DO. This is almost like OTP. That's funny. That's a good idea. We'll keep that as a pattern. Perfect DO. Trying to figure out what good looks like. Keep building things with DOs and something feels off, not broken, just wrong. What would a well-designed DO look like? This is good. All right, we'll keep this. Rules of durable objects, that's going to be an important one. User DO. User data. Okay, we'll add all of these. So let's come here. And we'll go up a directory and we'll say open code. I still can, dude, I use DOs for everything. Pretend DOs are just mini node servers. That's it, that can sleep. If you treat them like that, you'll be golden. Where every, it's like a node server that has state that can be persisted and built-in cron jobs, and every method you put on it is an RPC method. / skill creator update. This repo is a monolith skill for Cloudflare that people can install. We just aggregated some new docs for updating the nested durable object references. Please review the DO at durable content, and then review the new content in at temp, and make updates to our DO references. Make it plan. I want to see what it comes up with. I'll always confirm. Damn it. Get better. Damn, didn't know you streamed for that long? Yeah, I've been streaming for a while. I like open code, Suyash. Yeah, it works for me. Glethorpe. What terminal are you using? And are you using Tmux? I love that this thing is just running a background browser and debugging this for me. I want to actually go look at this. Open. What screenshot was that? It was just talking about panel. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. It actually kind of cooked here. We need to do some, we need to do some, we need to do, what am I trying to say? I'm like having a stroke. Some padding, but like, it's actually kind of cooking. Please take a look at the padding and spacing of the gutter against the content, and also potentially the panel. Yep. Someone said conductor's good. We're gonna end up building it ourselves, dude. That's what we're gonna do. I just need a tool that oh, you look good.
Thanks.
I just need a tool that does exactly what I need, and that's like in the spirit of NeoVim. I basically want a server that I can build different clients for, so I could build like a Atari app or a NeoVim plugin or a web app or a TUI. What's up?
I just have some devastating news.
What?
So you know how I commented on 6412's thing about
Yeah.
heated rivalry?
Yeah.
I learned this morning that heated rivalry isn't in the UK, so he probably has no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh. Classic UK, just...
It's too spicy for the UK.
Right.
Yeah, hold on, I'll show you.
Proposed plane, merge all 12 billing gotchas. Patterns, major expansion. Questions, billing gotchas format. What?
Poor guy has no idea.
Tell him to look it up on Netflix.
It's not.
Tell him to turn on a US VPN and put on Netflix.
It's HBO.
Whatever, HBO. Standard list. Shift enter. What is it? Why am I having a stroke? I can't think. There we go. Summary. Whoa, Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to work.
Dude, this looks so good.
I'm going to work.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Summary.
Whitney's hanging out with you.
And or create a new reference. Doc 3. Same deal. And we'll say for summary, technical only. Also audit the plan after these changes with the skill creator skill to ensure content plus sizing best practices. Sizing plus progressive disclosure best practice. Sorry if this has been asked. Didn't follow the last few days of the open code auth in Cloud Max. Yeah, they shipped a fix. And by they, open code. Claude's still trying to block it to my knowledge. But because it's all just client-side auth, that it's like basically impossible to wholesale block. The heck? I was in the wrong window. Cool. Slash new. One other thing is now that we support multiple files with a single server, when the server slash command runs in a directory, the output is still just localhost port. It should be localhost port slash path. And then LMV should be good. We'll give it a try. Cloudflare's good. That's fine. Self-contained. Use your best judgment. Make the changes. Bro, this song slaps. Great. All right, so now we should actually be able to go see if this actually works. This is looking good, so theoretically I should be able to... How do I... We're gonna... That's really slow. Where did my browser go? Over here. Stream layout. Here we go. I don't understand how this works. What is that? 22. What is this right here? That is not line 22. That's a bug. How do I... Do I have to double click? How does this work? This doesn't feel like it's working. It's almost there. It's almost good. It's almost what I want. The feature for selecting a line to comment on is a bit rough. It feels a bit laggy. I can't figure out how to select multiple lines. And it also seems to be selecting the incorrect text when I do manage to open it for a single line. You decide to shift click? I thought I did that. I'll try again. Copy the semantics and UI/UX from GitHub PR reviews for this capability. One not to use DOs, stateless request handling, maximum global apply fan out, trying to request global single hand, shard across multiple DOs. All right. That looks good. All right, let's push this. And we'll say desk M. We're gonna say update DO references. And we'll JJ tug main, JJ get push, JJ get push. And then we can do, I built this thing into this skill, so it's auto updating. This is actually super, I'm really happy with this idea I came up with for this skill. So I have an install script, right? The install script basically just comes and you can install it to your global open code install or to your local project. And then it installs a skill and a command, right? So the skill is just like all the Cloudflare projects, right? Basically information on all of them. And the skill is just like a reference on where to look for each one, right? Nothing crazy. But the command, which wraps the skill, I added this update skill. So if you do the command with update skill, the agent will go clone and pull down all the updates for you, and you don't have to like rerun any script. So I should be able to come in here and I should be able to do like, let's go over to my dot files and we'll do open code and we'll come in here and do update or Cloudflare and then update. It needs to, we should make that better. Update skill. We should just make it update rather than update skill. Look at that. It just synced. So I just got all the updates. So good. Dot stow. Let me make sure that that worked with how I do my dot files. Home config open code. That'll be under skill, Cloudflare references, and we can look at durable objects. Yep, great. Everything updated. Whoa. The fuck just happened? Use the agent browser skill to debug. Which part, Brito? Well, yeah, everything I've had open so far is public. I don't know why I'm asking. Yeah, it's on my GitHub. If I could get to my GitHub. It's probably going to get merged into the official Cloudflare skill repo. We have one, but it's right here. Okay, so we got that updated. And while that's cooking, we can do, we want to come in here and we'll say code review, use the Cloudflare skill to review at implementation plan. Some things I want to specifically check is context.wait until usage, especially in workflows and DOs. Concerned it's not correct. And also ensuring that all DOs and alarms are properly shut down to prevent billing while my stream is not live. So that should go and review the architecture of this thing. I wonder if we can watch this thing. Oh, yo, check this out. Are Cloudflare containers same as Fargate? That's a good question. We can use our Cloudflare skill to find out. I know that our containers and sandboxes are going to get insanely good over the next couple months. One of the co-founders of Docker came out of retirement to work at Cloudflare to work on containers, and he is freaking cooking. We will have the best containers in the industry. Like, it's not even a question. Like, there's some insane boot up speeds. It's crazy. So let's just ask here. Compare and contrast Cloudflare, containers, and Fargate. Use the Cloudflare. Actually, I have a command for this. Cloudflare. Review, compare, and compare / contrast Cloudflare containers with Fargate. All right, shows raw markdown. Blue plus hovers on the east line. Shift click to extend selection range. Track anchor point for bidirectional range. All right, let's see how this thing actually did. So we should be able to come into here. And let's just open 3. We can kill that. Oh, one of the things I'm adding is one of the features is I'm gonna have a public dashboard for my stream now. And this is just a quick little mock-up. So, yeah, right, as if I would ever have that many. But we'll have like raffle stuff, history of song requests, achievements. I've got a bunch of cool stuff cooking for the stream integration. Docs. We want to LMV implementation plan. That looks better. This doesn't feel like it's working. I don't understand how this works. Ah. All right, there's a couple things. We have, we want to fix that. 17 through 25. Let's go fix that. How much context is used? That's fine. This looks bad. Also, the performance of selecting and highlighting lines is very bad. Please determine the root cause of the lag and create a plan to make it snappy AF, like GitHub desktop snappy AF levels. Yeah, I know. Wonder if we could add React compiler to the project. Add the React compiler to the project. All right. So this did a code review over here. Yeah, exactly. I knew this was going to be wrong. All right, I've analyzed the results from all 3 review agents. Here's the consolidated report ranked by severity. Context wait until it doesn't exist in workflows. Very good. Non-determined in workflow steps. Signal hibernation reference but not implemented. Other DOs never received. Lines keep running. Unnecessary billing. Wrong workflow message signature. Yep. Missing blocking stream. Race condition on cold start. Great. Token DOs proactive refresh when offline. Yep. We'll fix that. Song queue missing on stream offline. Yep. Keyboard raffle. Perfect. Queue consumer doesn't handle workflow creation failures. Duplicate.
Functions describe
Sure, missing
the
timeout
world.
That's probably fine, but deterministic. No, this is fine, dog. This is fine because steps are cached when replayed. We'll have to update the workflow stuff. Jesus, fuck. Questions on should token DOs check stream state via RBC, receive direct signal, determine the best design here. Or server force close. Probably on stream offline. Are there any PR? Go figure it out yourself. You bot, you clanker. And make updates. All right. This agent browser tool is so good. Oh yeah. Where did we put that? Is that in here? Here we go. Cloudflare containers versus Fargate. Execution models. Containers run inside durable objects. Standalone servers. Containers. State management. Built-in DO provides SQLite WebSocket. Named instances. Stateless by default requires external state. Routing. Load balance. You can load balance DOs so easy. Yeah, we're gonna have our cold starts on freaking Cloudflare containers are going to be insane. Pricing per request was TOD storage plus container. I don't know how that comes out. Cloudflare Edgework, no VPC. You can do VPC though on Cloudflare. Extracted by Cloudflare, sure. Although that's changing. I think you can actually configure, I don't think this is 100% correct. I think you can configure CPU and memory, or at least that feature is coming. All right, what did this fix? Hover state, React state, hover line caused all 69, nice, to re-render on every mouse move. Jesus. Good, inline, line component, inline and parent, all re-rendered together. Memoize source line with React memo, only change lines re-render. It's recreated on every render due to dependencies. Stable via use ref, great. Okay, React compiler, installed and configured. Runs HTML, uses an internal, doesn't support. What? That's so annoying. Or if you switch to V plus Webpack. Switch to whatever. That's probably fine. So we should then be able to say LMV, and this should be much snappier. Ah, that's so much faster. Nice. Do you feel that? You feel that? There still needs to be some margin right there. We'll fix that. So let's say we highlight that and say, hate this. Add comment. We have comments over here. Delete. Ah, that's so good. All right, so we want, I want it to be in preview mode by default, and fix that visual bug, and then I think we're good. Fix this, needs a bit of padding, and also make, what was that mode called? Preview. Make preview the default mode, and also swap the button / toggle positions so it's preview source. Chat, this is good. This is good. I think we cooked. This is the precursor for the bigger project we're going to start building. All right. Let's see if we can get our actual Claude loop going here. All right, it's still cooking here. I do want to show in light mode that text is too light for syntax blocks. We can close little arcs. Is this done? All right, great. LMV, syntax highlighting in syntax blocks in light mode is really hard to read. I don't know what this thing is doing. We can switch here, do this again. All right. So this is, I used the Cloudflare scale and some reference to the existing Twitch integrations I have on my stream to design this. And part of this is to test like some of my workflow for building with AI. And other parts of it is to test and build on Cloudflare, right? So we have the main entry point, which is the Twitch event sub. And for reference for people that aren't around, like you can request songs, like keep track of what's playing, see the queue. We also have like a keyboard raffle. And then you can also request a song. So like if I pull up Spotify, you can grab like, what's a song I want to listen to? Listen to Zombies. If I grab this copy song link, you can go to request Spotify song and drop in a link, and it will request it and add it to the queue. This all runs on a combination of Fly.io and Vercel today, and we're migrating all of it to Cloudflare. And that's basically what this rewrite and this plan is for here. So Twitch event sub, I think this is going to need, so here we'll say, I think we will probably also need
Functions describe the world.
I think we will probably also need chat
Functions
messages
describe
to detect
the world.
when users issue commands like song, queue, etc. So command enter. Okay. This all looks good. This looks good. This looks good. Yeah, so we're starting to keep track of way more stats. We are adding achievements. We're piping everything into Cloudflare analytics engine, so we'll have like analytics over time. We're using 3 workflows, so we'll be using song request, and these are like the steps each workflow is going to take. Let's see here. We're going to have a handful of durable objects. The most important one that we're adding is like this stream life cycle DO, which is going to detect when I go online and not, and it's going to keep track of how many people are watching over time and put that into our analytics engine. We're going to have achievements, and I won't spoil what the achievements are. We're going to have leaderboards for the raffle. We're going to have the song queue and history there and stats around that. Setting up some logging, telemetry, building a public dashboard. So here's the technology stack. Obviously Cloudflare, Hono, durable objects, workflows, queues, vector search, better result for error handling, our rollback library, drizzle. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good, I think. Let's go through here. Cron triggers for seasonal, leaderboard rollovers. That looks good. That's fine. This looks really good. I'm really happy with how some of this came out. From exception, invalid, token refresh error. This looks good. These look good because they are, yep, creating a logger, great. Analytics, this looks good. We do want to come down here and we want to say that switching back and forth didn't feel great, but we can fix that. Well, we'll fix this in a second. We need to update this to use drizzle everywhere. This looks good. Spotify token DO. Yep, that looks good. Twitch token DO, Spotify service. Oh, look how nice this result, better result looks. Oh, result.gen, result.await, result.await, result.try promise. Dude, this we got retries built in. I don't want to say I cooked with my result library chat, but I cooked. We should I actually want to take a note here to go look at npm better result. Oh yeah, look at that. We got 500 downloads already. Let's go. What tool are you using to view markdown files in a website? It's a tool I made called Local Markdown Viewer. It's my own tool. And like I have like this review. So I can like copy this as comments to give back to the LLM. We're going to be working on, it's open source. I just don't have all the changes pushed quite yet. Stream life cycle. This all looks good. This all looks good. Look at this. We're going to have achievements. First request, request 10, request 50, first roll, streaks. Workflows. Yeah. This all looks pretty good. Drizzle, public dashboard. Okay. I feel pretty good about starting to work on this, so I'm just going to copy that one comment we made and see how that works. And we'll come back over into here and let's see what this looked like. Nice. That actually worked pretty good. All right, once that makes the edit, we'll go there. I noticed there is some light lag while typing in comment boxes and also when scrolling in large markdown files. Debug and fix this. You could probably use a proxy Vafi that uses like a run. I don't think I have anything in open source that does this, but we did this at Vercel. We made like this, we made types and like this proxy that could wrap a effect service and then under the covers used to manage runtime and did like run promise exit on all the things and converted to promise results, which is built into TypeScript, which is like what you get when you do like promise.allSettled. This is open code, Dan. Am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. Great. But yeah, I'll push all these changes to LMV here shortly. Don't need that. Twitch. All right. So now I want to show you guys how I have been working, with AI. So I create these kind of like, I start by like gathering a ton of context, right? Like if I start a new feature or plan, I go and I aggregate a bunch of markdown files with all the context that my agent needs to do planning. So like I grabbed my old architecture, damn it, didn't mean to do that. Our initial Spotify rewrite, and then I gathered like all the Cloudflare context. That's what we ended up creating our Cloudflare skill from yesterday. And I created this just like big plan, right? So this is like this giant 3,500 line plan. I then have this skill called PRD task. I should probably rename this, but this task basically takes like a plan or a PRD or an RFC or a spec doc and breaks it down into like the format that like Ralph uses, right? So it turns it, I've made some changes to Ralph. Yeah, I just put them in like docs. And it converts it to basically a file like this, right? We just get the PRD name, we have tasks, and it writes out the steps and then passes. And then I have this task loop, which is basically my Ralph loop, and it just iterates through it. Every task gets fresh context. I actually want to I wonder if I can do that. I'll worry about making that change. But yeah, so this is just going to loop through every one of those things and implement features. So if we come back over to our Twitch, we want to break this giant PRD implementation spec down into steps, right? So I also want to make sure that I don't have like a any sort of thing for the number of steps. Okay, I don't. And then I have a command to run this. Command, which is PRD task. Yeah. Okay, so what this ends up looking like is I can come into open code. We have fresh context, and I'll do /PRD task. And then I'm going to give it a link to the implementation plan. So it's going to run my PRD task. Leet. Yes, and it also keeps it small. And every single one of those becomes a JJ commit that I can review in isolation. Yeah, because every loop, the context window is completely fresh, and it keeps track of its like learnings. It's pretty good. I'll show you. I just use planning mode, Dan, for the PRD spec docs. So the issue that I've ran into with this workflow, Dan, is because I'm making a bunch of tiny atomic commits and changes, the bottleneck for me becomes review, because I am adamant that I'm not giving up reviewing all code that AI generates, and I just don't have a good workflow for reviewing local AI code, like especially in bulk. I don't want to like open a draft PR that just like overwhelms, that is either public and might not be work that's ready, or like notify my user or notify my coworkers that there's a PR open. So I need like I need tooling to do local review and also feed that review back into the AI in a more efficient loop. I have the context 7 tool, MCP, should be running. If we look at yeah, context 7 is connected. I also use grep app. Grep app's really good. JJ is good. I created a JJ command called ack, which basically added get trailer acknowledged human, call it ack. Oh, that's kind of cool. No, I just use Opus, basically full-time LTM field. All right, so Claude broke this down into 51 steps to implement our tool. So next we have that loop, right? So I have this complete next task command, and it looks like the implementation plan, right? So if we go and look at what that looks like, complete next, where is this? Complete next task. So the complete next task takes a PRD name, and then it goes and looks at .opencode/state PRD name at PRD JSON. So that's basically the file we just made. And then before starting, it invokes a skill I wrote called VCS detect. So it determines if I'm using JJ or Git. Next, it finds the correct repository using a little bash script. And then it says, get your bearings, read the progress file, check codebase patterns section first, read the PRD, task priority, highest to lowest, and then it sets up a new branch, implements the task, does type checking, testing, linting, formatting, updates the PRD to passes, updates progress.txt. If it discovers a reusable pattern, blah, blah, blah. And it basically just loops through this. And then I love adding this right here. Philosophy, this code base will outlive you. Every shortcut becomes someone else's burden. Patterns you establish will be copied. Corners you cut will be cut again. Fight entropy, leave the code base better than you found it. So then I invoke this in that task loop script, right? So we say on every loop, we run open code with the command complete next task with the feature we're working on. And it just runs over that over and over and over. So what that ends up looking like is we can get out of this now, quit out of this, open code, what was the name of that? So it's called implementation plan. And to show you guys what the state looks like here is in this open code folder, we have this state, and now we have our PRD. This was the name of our spec. We have our PRD.json. So this is like all the steps that we're gonna go through here. We have a PRD.markdown, which is the actual PRD that the AI can use to get context. And then we have a progress.txt, which is just empty. So then to run this, we do task loop, and I'll do, I think the flag is max iterations. We'll just do 5 to start, right? And then we'll pass it implementation plan. Oh my God, what is the flag? I need to add like, autocomplete for this thing. Max iterations. That's what I did. Oh, I have to put the feature name first. So it'll be that -- max iterations equals 5. Actually, we'll just do 3 to start. So it's going to do this. And this is going to run open code for us. And it's going to feed back out yeah, this is all open source. It's all in my dot files. And then it just cooks. Just as if it was in open code itself. Let the clanker cook. It's going to create a PNP workspace, going to set up our Wrangler, our tail, set up tsconfig base. Like, it's a very small isolated task. So the loop works by basically just, it runs this complete next task command, right? And if we do that, complete next task is a command that I have in my open code command. Where's that? Complete next task. So it'll basically load this markdown into the context. It has the feature name, right? Which is the feature name uses to drive a bunch of this. The feature name is where it's found in like state, right? That's where I save all my data for where it's working. So we passed the feature name as a flag. So you can see complete next state feature. So this will run open code and running, basically injecting this markdown file. So it'll say complete one task from a PRD file, implement the next task with passes, implement the, I need to change this to make it pick the most important one rather than picking the next one in iteration, runs feedback loops and commits. So we already covered where to look for the tasks. Before starting, it determines whether it's in a Git or JJ repo. Then it figures out where the actual state is, because you could open open code in like some child directory, right? So it's going to basically go find where your open code state is for the PRD, and it basically will run this little bash script to find it. Once it found, uses absolute paths for everything. And then here's the process. Read the progress file, read PRD, find the next task with passes false. I need to update this part because it should not just find the next task. It should on its own determine the next most important thing to do. Then it creates its progress.txt file, which literally just looks like this. We'll look at that in a second because Cloud's cooking currently. It creates a new branch or a new commit, or bookmark, excuse me. And then it implements a single task. And then it goes and it does type checking, test, linting, formatting. It updates the PRD JSON to pass as true, update the progress text. Anything it learned, it can put in code-based patterns. It does a commit like this, right? Again, still using the PRD name to like tie everything together. Completion, it'll check if all tasks are true. It'll output this string right here. So if it gets through, like in our case, like all 51 features, it'll output this, which our script is looking for the complete marker. So our bash loop will either break when it hits max iterations or it sees this complete marker. and then I just have some like extra stuff right here. So that's how it works. I don't end up pushing all these to Git. I end up squashing them all down into one after I've reviewed them. It's, again, the review part, which is kind of a hard thing to get right now. JJ is like it's a tool like Git. It's basically like if Git was reimagined today, it's what it would be, and it also interops with Git. So like you can use JJ in a Git repo and not impact any of your coworkers. So you can choose to use JJ while everyone else does not. All right, sounds like maybe it finished its, yeah, so we can see probably, let's scroll back up to where we started. So we had max iteration 3. We should have 3 tasks done right now. Where was this? Iteration 1 of 3. It went through. It did all this stuff, right? Perfect, all builds passing. Now let me mark this task as complete, update the to-do list. Boom. Perfect, all requirements are met. Let me update the to-dos and update the PRD. It went and updated all the state here. Commit was created. Excellent, the task has been completed. Here's a summary. And then it should have went on to, oh, never mind. We're on iteration 2 of 3. So if we come and look here, I thought the script exited. It did not. So if we come look at the state, right, we can look at state implementation plan, and we can look at progress.txt. This is the stuff it left that it think would be useful for the next time it works on a feature. And then this is everything it's done so far. So task 1, setup 1, implemented mono repo structure with PNPM, created Wrangler JSON for both API and tail workers with all bindings, set up TypeScript, files changed, learnings, workflow entry point and worker entry point not yet, stable in Cloudflare worker types. We're gonna have to fix this. I don't know why I figured that out. So we can come in and course correct this. But if we look at JJ now, actually we should come in here. I wonder if I don't think I have a JJ viewer. We can do, if we look at JJ, we'll see that it made this implementation plan setup, right? Setup 1, it made this commit. And I could do like lazy, do I have lazy JJ installed? I don't think so. I have Lumen. Diff might work. There's no jujitsu. Lumen diff. Oh, maybe, I don't know why that's not working. It should be detecting. There we go. So we made our logger. We've got some errors getting added in. Our DO IDs, our analytics. I am gonna have to course correct it though on the worker types, which is like why I didn't let it just run unbounded. Yeah, this is how I've been working with AI, no. Like this is basically my flow. That's for Starship. So that Starship is like the terminal prompt right here. So what you just linked does this for me. All right, so it completed 3 out of 3 tasks. Or I just started the 3rd one. So what was implemented? So we can go look at the state again, right? Get out of this. Go look at open code. We can go look at state, implementation plan. We can see in PRD JSON, passes is true. ID, that's done. Setup 2, which is like the errors and stuff, passes as true. It's now working on DO1. And what else do I want to show? I want to show progress.txt. Continuing to update this. And we can see the task 2 is completed. Yep, that's right. L10 field. Error classics extend should be tags. I'm just gonna update that. So I'm gonna review the 3 tasks it did, and then we're gonna course correct anything we need to. One thing I want to grab, I have, oh, we need you. You want to stay in here? You stay with me? Good girl. Actually, I might not even need to go on my work laptop to get this because it's on GitHub. I might just need to GitHub. I'll probably close this. Come over here and I want to go to GitHub. Close that. And I want to go here, repositories, Cloudflare docs. Yeah, in here, I want to go to this repo. I have a apps, SCM, SDK, users, provider, lib, enhanced stub. This. I can go and add this as a gist. We'll call this let's actually cook on this for a second. We'll say with better result hydration .ts, and this can be public. And then let's take this raw and we'll go into the better result repo. New session, S is going to say better result. Yo, AJ, let's go. What up, buddy? Okay, very good, T-Mux. I bet I forgot. Should be new session. And is it -S? There we go. Nah, better off. Do we have better result in here? No, so we're gonna do JJ get clone, do that, and then I know it's at better result dot get better result. We can do a bone install. And in here, I want to do update this example to use /import better result, and also rename enhanced stub to more of a higher order function, like stub with better result hydration. Show an example of how you would use it. I'm wondering how tagged errors are better than custom errors that extend the base class. That's what tagged errors are. It gives you a discriminator. I'll show you the README for this, actually. Okay. After DO exception. Was that not baked in before? After any DO exception, sub may be broken. All right, write these to a markdown file. Actually, no. Publish these as files in a public GitHub gist using the GitHub CLI. So we're gonna add basically this wrapper around our durable objects. So every durable object and every worker entry point in Cloudflare is RPCs. So there's like a serialization boundary. And what this will do is basically rehydrate. Like when you serialize a result from better result, it will serialize as a plain JavaScript object with tag on it. So let me show that. If we look at the README, where's hydrate? Well, here's Dan's question with tagged errors. So tagged error is an abstract class that extends the base error, and it forces you to put a tag on it. It's kind of your responsibility to as constant, which is like not my favorite part, and like I could probably come up with a better API here. But what this tag does is lets you do pattern matching. So you can like match on an error, and because we keep track of the errors in the type system using the result type, when you do a match, you get autocomplete on not only the names of your errors, but also the what's on the body. So you can see like this not found error has an ID on it. When we match on this, it knows that this E is a not found error and it has an ID. Likewise, when we match on validation error, it knows that it has a field and that's available and that will autocomplete. You can partially match, so you can take an error like I only want to do something special for the not found case, and then this is like the default handler. Stop vaping? Yeah, I know, dude. So when a result serializes across a network boundary, whether that's RPC, REST, or whatever, when it converts to JSON, the class turns into this structure right here. And then you can pass this structure into result.hydrate, and it will recreate it as a result. So we wrap our durable object stubs with that thing I just showed here. Allow always confirm. Yeah, no, I don't love the API. I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna make some changes to the tagged errors. They need a little bit of love, but it's fine. Stop rusting JavaScript. If it was ever meant to be good, it wouldn't run in the browser. Lol. Listen. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Did it actually do this? Nice, there we go. We'll take this and we're gonna do a little tweet. And do this, and let's do the, I've been really liking the Gemini theme. Gemini's been pretty good. What other ones do we, I like 11 Labs, but I want one that has a file name. And I don't like Notify Trigger. Nah, that's not quite what I want. We'll do Gemini. Dude, I'm so sorry. The Cloudflare one is so fucking ugly. It's so hard to read. There's like too much. I don't know what. I don't like it. So let's say this is worker.ts. And we'll format, copy image, and we'll come over here. If you want to use better results with Cloudflare workers or DO or durable objects and their RPC mechanisms, you can use result.hydrate on the receiving end of the RPC along with this stub helper I created to auto rehydrate. And the other one was, this is going to be a chunkier boy. Whatever. We'll throw that in there. Actually, we just want this one, really.
Functions describe the world.
We can get rid of some of these comments. Hydrated stub. Get rid of this comment. And we can get rid of the imports. Uh-oh. What did I just do? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Whatever, that can be fine. Copy image, format code. Copy image. Boom. If you want to use better result with Cloudflare workers or durable objects and the RPC mechanism, comma, you can use result.hydrate and the receiving end along with this step helper I created to auto rehydrate. Do that, and then I had somebody specifically ask about this. I should drop the actual gist in here. Gotta play the Twitter game, chat. There, and then I also want to we'll drop a link to better result. Better result. Drop that there. And then I want to take this, and I have a bookmark for somebody that was asking about this exact functionality. There we go. Okay. So I want to point, I want to basically do a couple things now that we went through 3 loops of implementing that plan. I want to teach Claude about this pattern. All right, so it did all 3. We're done, right? We went through 3 iterations, implemented all this stuff. So let's go like look. We can go review the code. I don't have a good local review tool, which is very annoying right now. I guess I could do like GitHub desktop maybe. No, that's not gonna work great. Git diff. Yeah. We'll just look at the code, I guess, ourselves. But we can see that the progress went through all of these. It updated this list. True, 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 false. So now let's just go review code manually. We have our apps, API. We have our Wrangler JSON C. We have an entry point here. This all looks pretty good. This is looking good. This looks good. Implement servable object, export class. So I made a bunch of stubs. Not implemented. That was smart. Smart. Let's look in lib. We have analytics. That looks good. DOIDs. That looks good. Errors. That looks good. So a couple thoughts I'm thinking. We need to make sure we copy over the vendor directory, which I don't think it's done yet. The logger I think is good. And let's go up to DOs. We implemented our Spotify token. So this is not using Drizzle. So that's one thing we need to do. I should be capturing my thoughts here. Update
Functions describe
tasks
the
to
world.
reflect. Update tasks and PRD. Update tasks and PRD dot markdown to reflect that all SQL should be using Drizzle and the DO adapter that is officially from Drizzle. The other things I noted was, oh God, we looked here, that looks good. Errors should extend better results tagged error. So we want that. What else did we catch in here? Anything? This seems fine. We want to use our stub that we had. Let's check tail, source index, And analytics, exception, exceeded CPU. Great, that's fine. Okay. Add a task for implementing this enhance better result rehydration stub pattern, and we'll go grab that link here. Great. I think that's all the feedback we need. There was like one other thing. Can anyone remember? I was looking at how I was implementing something and I wasn't happy with it.
Functions describe the world.
I literally can't remember now. It was doing, I caught it when it was going through the logs, so maybe I can find it. Oh, I know what it was. We're gonna soon be keeping track of how close individual people get and the person who's gotten the closest. That's part of what we're building. We want to also research how Cloudflare types work today. We shouldn't need types get auto-created with Wrangler types command. So let's take those and let's jump back over here. We'll run open code. I just reviewed the work completed for our at PRD .markdown at prd.json. Hold on. Do I not have access? There we go. I'm in the wrong directory. I just completed a review of the work done so far for at .opencode. Oh, let's get ignored. Opencode. I need to fix that. Opencode /state/implementation plan. And have some feedback items. Welcome Raiders. Have some feedback items that I need you to update. One, agents MD, prd.markdown, and our prd.json. Is that what I called it? Is it task.json? I need to rename some things there. Winnie and progress dot text front matter tips / best practices. So we'll grab the things we just did over here, the feedback, and we'll go here and we'll paste that in. All right, you can go out, honey. If you're gonna bark, we're not doing that. Go. So the real key I found, chat, is like keep work small, atomic, and reviewable in bulk, and like optimize for reviewing small changes. Who the fuck just rang my doorbell? Why would they do that? I hate when freaking delivery people ring a doorbell. Why? Don't do it. There's no one ever wants that. Especially if there's a ring doorbell. Like, I have a camera. Whatever. Oh, what is this doing? This shouldn't be... Okay. Drizzle, press, durable SQLite, official DO adapter, better result, errors extend. Great. Let's go. Bro. Tell me this is not... This song doesn't get you going. I don't know what will. Should I create parodies? No. No, update. No, audit. And update the existing. We have an existing one, dog. It's literally right here. So it's gonna have to create this durable object error. Yeah, right there it is. Nice. This calls G to come home. Okay, we got that. Great. Great. All right, this looks good so far. So I kind of like this pattern of like doing like one or like two or three loops and then reviewing and giving feedback. That seems to be working pretty well. I've been just letting it run through the whole list and then getting overwhelmed with the amount of branches and changes. So maybe I just do like two or three loops, do a review, and then do this process, because I'm still like, this is producing so much more code than I could otherwise. This is feeling pretty good, actually. Let's open LMV. I want to look at LMV dot open code state. Let's go. 30.nd. All right. Net in main. We'll just keep that open. We'll come over here. All right. So now what we can do is we can just run our task loop, max iterations 3, and it's just going to pick up the next 3 tasks to do. And we'll just rinse and repeat this process. Using tmux setup CLI Windows. Yes. My tmux config's also in my dot files. So you're using PRD as source for prompts, and then your Ralph loops over. Then you Ralph loop over that. Basically, yes. Yeah, that's pretty close to what happens. I have a bash script, which we looked at a little bit earlier right here, which goes and looks for the PRD name, which is just like this feature. It goes and looks in. I run this complete next task command. I like invoke in the loop open code with this complete next task. And this is that over here. It figures out if I'm using Git or JJ. It goes and finds the PRD task list, gets up to speed with all the context it needs, creates the progress text file if it needs to, creates a new branch for the work, does the work, commits, updates progress, adds a branch, and then marks it completed, and it exits out of the loop. We go in again. If it completes all of them, it outputs this string right here. The bash script sees that, and then we're done. So this either runs to max iterations or until it sees this string. And we can see this running here. Yeah, I mostly work in one work tree because like it's just like I don't believe that anyone's making anything truly high quality by having more than like 2 or 3 agents running in parallel. Like I just don't fucking buy it. Like you might get software that works, and like for some things that's fine for like projects that don't matter, but if it you just can't do that for production quality code. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just run one agent, and like I might be working on different projects and have multiple agents going, but I never really have more than one agent working in a single code base at a time. It's just too much change, and like I am adamant that we are the bottleneck I'm reviewing now. Yeah, it's a lot of mental overhead, so that's like a big focus that I've been trying to work on. So things like that LMV tool. So like this LMV tool, I can look at plans that this thing spits out, and like I can come in here and I can be like, I can highlight this and be like, I hate this, fix it, and I can either copy straight to my clipboard, which does like note. It copies this that I can give right to an agent, the file, the line numbers, my comment, hate it, fix it. Or I can start like a full like kind of review, like, oh, fix this, add comment, do this different, don't be a clanker, add comment, and then I have these over here, right? And I can just then copy all of them, right? And now what that looks like is basically all the things I just did, and it can go update it. And I'm eventually going to build a code review tool to do this exact thing. That can like, rather than copying this to clipboard, it will feed back through into the active open code session. That's the plan. Then I'm always in the loop. Have you dropped it yet? This is everything I'm doing here. Santissimo is in my dot files. Which that was a bad old link. I'll have to update that. We'll update that as part of this update to my Twitch stuff. But here. All my open code stuff. The Ralph loop is in home local bin, so right here. Actually, I'll just grab that. Link there. And my open code stuff is right here. So what task is this on? I need like brew list brew search lazy JJ brew install lazy JJ. So now I should be able to do lazy JJ. Yeah, now I can review like these branches in isolation. So this isn't a bad flow. So I could like step into here. I can see this, but it doesn't have like all the syntax highlighting, and like I could fork lazy JJ. Maybe I do eventually. 3, all my branches. That was laggy. Oh, dude, this is super laggy. I wonder if this is shelling to the CLI and it's not caching. We could fix that. You can close this too, and this. And this will be task loop. This will be, this is fine. So now it's implementing OAuth routes. What iteration? So it's on the 3rd task. Let's go look at the code. So do you make plans and then split them into a PRD JSON? I do. I actually have a command and skill for that. So if we go over here, I have this PRD task. I would ignore this prd.md. It's not very good. I'm going to get rid of it. But this PRD task, this is a command. So I can do like, if I do open code, you'll see I can do like PRD task and then pass it the name of a file or just a complete like just like text, and it will run this skill called PRD task, and the PRD task skill is right here, and it basically breaks down, it basically teaches the agent how to break down a plan into these tiny tasks. And there's some references in here. Has a schema. Should really make this like a Zod schema. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. So I think it just got done on doing the 3 iterations. So let's do some code review, I guess. Also, is this the benefit of having the agent can agents can choose to invoke skills on their own, and skills also have like baked in progressive disclosure, which commands don't have out of the box. So I just wrapped skills with a command to like ensure they're invoked when I want them. That's just like a little pattern I've kind of, yeah, so you don't, yeah, it's all about managing context. All of this is about small changes that I can monitor and keeping the agent's context perfectly optimized. Because every single loop, it gets a fresh context and comes back up to speed and finds just the context it needs. All right, let's figure out how we want to review this. So it did, that was 1, 2, 3. This guy. All right, we can review errors. So let's see here. It updated for tagged errors. That looks good. Added our durable object error. That looks good. It wrote stub with better result hydration. Yep. That's good. Generated that. That's good. And then our Wrangler. I wonder why it got rid of our workflows. Okay, that looks good. Let's review the next branch. It created stream lifecycle DO. I wish I could like open this file. Like that's what I want. View untracked file. Or just get like syntax highlighting. All right, so we have stream state, ID is live, started at, ended at, peak viewer, viewer snapshot. It did not use, all right, hold on. I want to open this file. So stream lifecycle.do, fvim stream, and then let's open up a new tab. We'll do vnode. This will be our notes here. Let's see. Review notes. Review notes. We'll do a little CFP action. Did not use drizzle ORM and DO adapter. This is the second time this has happened. Optimize to prevent this mistake. Optimize prd.json, agents.md, and prd.markdown to prevent this mistake. All right, what else do we got in here? Block concurrency while. So we're gonna create the table. Yep, that looks good. Load the current stream into state. That looks good. On stream online. That looks good. Is live is true. Logger.info stream online. Timestamp now. Spotify. Let's use ISO 601 format for all timestamps / dates. Spotify token stub, signal other stubs. Yep, that looks good. That's clever. That's a smart pattern. let's say here. Say, let's use do RPC methods rather than fetch. Okay. Broadcast to WebSocket clients. Okay, that's fine. On stream offline. That looks good. Cancel alarm. That looks good. That looks good. Record viewer count. Get stream states. Let's start from stream state. Okay, get viewer history. Select timestamp, viewer count from viewer. So that selects all of them. Is live, ping, alarm, is poll viewer count. We'll check that in a second. Fetch handler. Use the Cloudflare skill to review how to do this. Okay, that looks all pretty good. Poll viewer count. If we don't have a task in prd.json, and or if it's not in our design in prd.markdown, we should use the Twitch service worker entry point RPC/service binding for this. Okay. We should never parse JSON or data at IO boundaries without parsing with Zod. I know, right, Jake? See you, Vishal. Broadcast to WebSockets. Okay, that looks good. So we looked at that file. Feel good about that, and that's fine there. All right, log. Then we did implement OAuth. So this is fetch request. That looks good. Apps API, Twitch scopes. We probably need other Twitch scopes, so I know I'm gonna need to go to CF Twitch old, and we'll do a rip grep for scope. scripts, Twitch scopes. We'll come in here and we'll say these are the Twitch scopes we need for OAuth. Let's read this file. So it's routes OAuth TS. What is this? Oh, yeah. OAuth routes. Okay. We should probably check what the Spotify scopes are. I actually have no idea what they are. Source. How do we do this before? Lib, Spotify. And here are the scopes we need for that. These are the Spotify scopes we need for OAuth. All right. Handle, Spotify, authorize. Okay. We'll copy the file path and we'll come over here. This file should probably also use the service bindings for Twitch and Spotify. All API routes outside of TanStack should use Hono, including our worker entry point for the API. So now we want to review notes. I don't know what to say here. Please review. I just reviewed the changes from the last 3 tasks in .opencode /state/implementation plan. Please make make updates to our agents.md. What is the name of the thing? It's like code patterns. I should turn this into a skill so I don't have to repeat this, or a command. Open code state progress. All right. Code base patterns in progress.txt and create new tasks in prd.json if needed to reflect my feedback. And we can just yank G this, and we can, where do we want to open code? Yank G, come over here, quit out of this, and we'll go into open code. And we'll just paste that in. And this is basically how I build stuff super fast now, while still staying in the loop and making sure I know everything that's going on. See, it just went and it loaded the Cloudflare skill on its own. Because it wanted to understand DORPC methods. And it went right to just durable objects without reading all the other junk. So that's like progressive disclosure and managing managing context. Tonight. Look at this. This is so good. I'm pretty happy with this flow right now. It's not perfect. Like I said, the code review flow is still rough, but it is producing the quality that I want in an automated way and is generating way more code than I could in like I mean, what? We've been doing this for an hour. So long and good night. So long. So one thing I like doing, there's another command I can show you guys. I showed this a couple times on stream now. Let me get some fresh context. It's this index knowledge command. It'll generate hierarchical agents.mds. So the way agent MDs work is when your agent reads a file in a directory, before it reads that file, the harness, meaning open code or Claude code or whatever you use, it will read it will check if there's an agents.md file in the current directory. It will read that into context. And then it will basically recurse up the file structure, up the file tree to the root of the project. And every time it hits an agents.md file, it will read that into context. And it'll basically go up the chain like that. So you can optimize how you generate these agent MDs and where they go to basically also do progressive disclosure of how the code base works. I should really like bake this into my PRD flow or the task loop flow. So after every loop, it reruns index knowledge. And it also makes sure that if it basically will push shared knowledge up the tree into higher up agent MDs, so it's at the right place to optimize agent searching. Oh, somebody raided me. Ah, oh, Christoph. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, Raiders. I am unfortunately soon probably wrapping up as well. We'll probably do one more iteration of this loop here and knock out like 3 more of these features. So maybe like another 20 minutes or so. But I've been working on basically like optimizing open code and kind of my tooling and my workflow for using agents. So long story short, breaking tasks down into kind of small atomic chunks that are testable, and working on like ensuring I have good workflows and tooling to review basically every change in good detail that AIs are making. So you can kind of see that like I have this automation process where I've got like a task list the agent's working through for any given task, small and atomic, with verifiable completion steps. It creates a new branch or bookmark, JJ bookmark, and then I go through review and pass feedback back through, and that's kind of it's kind of been my workflow right now. I'm eventually going to make a local like code review tool that can like feedback that code review straight from like a almost like GitHub desktop type app, or even like NeoVim or a TUI back into a running open code process. So yeah, that's kind of what we're working on. But right now we're working on the actual project that I'm having Claude work on is rewriting my Twitch stream stuff and porting it from FlyIO and Vercel to Cloudflare. Cool. So it found that it's only going to create, the project's still small enough that it's only going to update this top one. And it helps, it gives like the agent structure, so where to look for things. Explicit instructions on where to look for stuff. Code map, conventions, anti-patterns. Oh, this was nice that it put that in there. That's sick. Oh, it did put one under durable objects. I thought it decided to only create one. Oh, it did add one. I see. So it added a durable objects agents MD. So when the harness operates on a file in this directory, this will get read and this will get read. So it gets all that context when it works in that directory. So only when it's working on DOs does it get all this stuff. So I feel pretty good there. Now we can go back and we can run our loop again. And rather than doing 3, max iteration, task loop. Where's my task loop? Was this? Where did I do the task loop? We'll just do 2 iterations to save on time here. Max iterations 3, we'll do 2. We'll kick off, and it should be working on, let's see here. What is it going to be working on? Where's my open code folder? Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. Wow. Open code, state, implementation plan, parity just JSON. So it's probably going to pick up OAuth 1 and then fix 1. So it's going to go and update, migrate stream lifecycle DO to Drizzle ORM and RPC. So this came from our review feedback. Yep. Maybe we'll have it do 3. We'll have it do 1 more. We'll get through fix 2 and then wrap up. And you can kind of see here how it's getting this like progressive disclosure. So only when it's working in the durable objects directory is it reading that context on how to work with durable objects. So like if it's off working on like workflows, it's not going to get the durable object information polluting its context and making it worse. I'm suspicious that it might have went off the rails here. It like skipped a task. We'll see how it we'll see where it gets here. While that's cooking, I'm going to see, let's do a new, what would it look like and mean for dx/ux and installation/publishing if we moved to Vite so we could use React compiler. We should, maybe it's not important. How would it do it though? Okay, I think this is probably fine. Let's read the code. I haven't read any of this code. One, because it's like not super important, because it's just a local tool, but I would like to take a look here. think we do want React compiler, dude. I don't trust this thing to be performant. So one thing I'll do is like, I like making like docs directories where I have like the LLM like just gather context. So I'll do something like over here, let's do like new, do deep research on how React compiler works, how authoring React code changes for users, e.g. best practices, when using the compiler, how to configure it, etc. Make sure knowledge is recent as of 2026. Write your findings to React compiler .markdown in docs. Be concise. Favor code /config snippets and ASCII diagrams over paragraphs of text. All right, so it sounded like something finished over here. We can see we went on to iteration 2, so it's getting fresh context. It's catching back up on all the context it needs. Nice. Looks like we got a bunch of new code in here, so we can probably go review that. Setup to DO1. So it should be, it's gonna have to go back to OAuth 1 at some point. But it's allowed to pick the order it goes in. Let's go look in our app and API source. We've got Spotify token DO, got our drizzle stuff, great. Ah, so good, so good. We want to do that. Okay, that looks good. This is still not running. So, all right, we have more review here. We'll do a vnew, start my review, review. We should be saying this should be using drizzle and not this.sql.exec. Down to the bottom, next piece of feedback. It's gonna go through and fix that. Great. Twitch token DO. Likewise with this. Likewise here. here. Likewise here. Okay, that otherwise looks pretty good. Did they at least... Yeah, okay. Lib. I don't think anything was added here. Routes, OAuth. Nice. Look at this chat. We've got a nice Hono app now. Like DOs for service bindings, we should always use RPC instead of fetch. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Zod. RPC instead of fetch. Okay, that looks good. Otherwise, made the new services. Let's see here. Takes execution context in env. Exchange token. Oh, we need to add. We need to add. Highest priority. Copy the vendored Spotify SDK from I just added the vendored Spotify SDK. Replace all fetch Spotify calls with using the vendored SDK. Drowning by Twitch. So we'll update that. And Twitch service. Exchange token. Actually, I wonder if just hitting the API endpoints is okay. It's probably easier. Yeah, we'll actually get rid of that. Set up aux format and auxlint with defaults for the repo. Source project. Research this first. Set up tsgo for type checking and our TypeScript version. Actually, we don't want that because that would break my LSP. again, prefer RPCs for service bindings / worker entry point RPCs instead of fetch. Okay, that looks good. I don't think this added anything else. Index. We've got a queue consumer set up. Nice. I know. App, we mount the other router, we have health, app. Great. Okay, so that is the review. Let's check on our loop. And we'll come in here and we'll open code. And I want to actually like find where I gave that last. Where did I give it? Session. It's probably this. /export. All right, we'll grab that and add that to here. I'm gonna automate this at some point. Like this is the part that I need a better workflow for. You know what I mean? And we're gonna end up building a code review tool for that. All right, let's feed this back in and then I'll probably call it there. It's basically like this self-healing process. I also have a code review agent that I will probably add into the loop. So like before it ever commits, it'll run a code review agent on itself. What file is that? I don't know why it added that, but whatever. I'll let it just do its thing. Ah, it marked tasks back to false. Smart. I like that. Should probably move this to the top. Move context and key files to the top of PRD JSON after the name. That way, it'll ensure it'll get all this context. Just like reinforced. Like, the more we can reinforce this context, the better. We're currently working with electricity meter data, and we get roughly 96 million data points per day. Man, at that scale, small things really start to matter. It really compounds quickly. Yep. All right, chat. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna probably let this thing cook all day because I really want to get around to building the code review tooling. So I'm gonna just let Claude work all day on this while I do my real work. But I appreciate all of you hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow, and have a great Tuesday. Let's find someone to raid. Got Janet, Bad Cop. I mean, Adam's building open code. We got to do that. Like, that's a no-brainer. Well, hopefully y'all learned some useful things on how I work with AI. So let's go watch the man who builds the AI tool.